What's up, YouTube? Today's review is over Dua's Emperor's Elixir. Stay tuned. Okay, I screwed that up. Emperor's Elixir. So, what this fragrance is, first off, before I get started, this is my first Dua. I've never purchased a Dua fragrance ever, and I've been hearing about them here and there. I think they're similar to Alexandria fragrances. I'm not sure, but I just wanted to try this out because it was the first fragrance that I saw where someone cloned or did an impression of Van Cleef and ARPELS Czar. Now, anybody that knows me knows that that fragrance is my favorite fragrance of all time. Period. Like nothing else comes close to it. I just, it's nostalgic. I have memories attached to it. Czar is my favorite fragrance. Now, so this was the first time that I saw that this fragrance was being cloned by someone. Now, if you guys don't know what Czar looks like, this is a vintage bottle of Czar. I put it right here. I have, you see I got a little dust on it, but this is my precious Czar. I have a vintage bottle of this, and came out in the late 80s or whatnot. It's like a aromatic fougere / chypre, somewhere in there, but it's like just one of those fantastic masculine fragrances. Now this one, as far as closeness goes, so this is to all the Czar fans. Most of the Czar fans can recognize this is a vintage bottle. So this comes very, 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 very close. I'm actually surprised how close they came to duplicating this. Now the opening on this fragrance is slightly different. I mean, again, for the opening to be exactly the same, you would literally have to have the exact fragrance, so that doesn't surprise me. But man, when this starts getting past that opening, it gets closer and closer and closer. And even if you if you've never even smelled them side by side, you wouldn't even be able to tell. I mean, it's that close. And I'm just like so grateful that someone decided to clone this fragrance, because this is a very iconic fragrance. It has almost a cult following. I mean, it's literally that type of fragrance. There's a cult of Czar out here, and we all know who we are that love this fragrance. Literally are displeased with Van Cleef and Arpels for discontinuing it. You could have left off any other fragrance, but just not this one, Van Cleef and Arpels. I mean, that was a huge mistake. This was one of your, I don't know. I mean, yeah, these fragrance companies, they do what they want to do. But at any rate, Emperor's Elixir is amazing. Like, it's utterly amazing. Now, it's kind of up there as far as price. This is extrait de parfum concentration, by the way. So just know that. But for this 30 mil, it costs like $60. But if you wait, or you get some of the discount codes, or even, when the holidays come around, when they have the 30% off, you'll get a very, very good deal. But at any rate, this is powerful. It's strong. Does everything that Czar does. It smells just like it, especially when you get to the dry down. I mean, again, the opening is a little different, but this video is just really for those Czar fans out there that don't know about it. This thing is great. I'm just kind of like taken back that they were even able to recreate this, because Czar has a hell of a lot of notes. I mean, a lot of notes. And so they did a good job, and I hope they come out with a larger size bottle. But this is just a very good interpretation of it. And for the first I guess hour, it projects, and maybe a little bit longer it projects, and then it starts to dry down, and it really gets closer and closer to the vintage Czar. Now, again, some people own like later versions of Czar, like the ones that came out in the 2000s and stuff like that. But if you wore the vintage version of Czar. I mean, and don't get me wrong, those still kind of had that scent, but the vintage version is just a little bit different, and this one is closer to that. It's a clone of the vintage formulation, so this is even better because of that. You know, Czar was one of the first bottles that I ever emptied. I just have so many memories from the mid '90s attached to that scent. You know, it was just perfect to me. And I mean, again, people that wore this, they know what I'm talking about. You know, some of you guys is probably going over your head, but I'm just getting, a little nostalgic right now. Because this fragrance is really masculine, but not, too overpowering. It's a powerhouse, but it wasn't like some of those powerhouses that make you make a face when you spray it or whatever. It was just perfect, just that, it was just right. So I think this one is for those that love Czar and want it back, and for all you other guys that maybe, never got your nose on Czar as well. If you like aromatic fougères and you like the chypres and, the fragrances of that era, then this will be one that you ought to try out, because a lot of other fragrances that they have, they're more like, more recent type of DNAs and clones of, stuff that's more recent and things of that nature. But I'm just so glad that they decided to make this, because this was a very smart choice. And to you other fragrance companies out there that are just wondering about any kind of vintage formula, this is one that you should definitely attempt, because I'm telling you, there are people that want this particular type of DNA. It's no other one. And I'm just so glad they did this. And I don't want to sound like a broken record, man, but you guys would have to have worn Czar to understand how happy I am about this, man. Like, and I just stumbled upon this the other day. Like, I wasn't even, I say, oh, let's see what they have, at Dua. And like, I just came across this when my mouth just dropped, because I didn't know anyone actually did this yet, and I was hoping somebody would, but finally they did it. They did it this year too. They did it like very recently. So I'm gonna let this macerate a little bit. I've worn it, but I've been told that these Duas, if you let them sit for a little bit, they'll get better and better. So I'm gonna use this a little sparingly and just kind of see how it turns out. But Signature Scent Review signing off. Again, thanks for all the new subscribers. Just wanted to bring this vintage formulation clone to you guys. Or inspired by. I'm sorry, that's what they say, inspired by. So, Signature Scent Reviews signing off. Thanks for all the new subscribers, and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't. It helps me out. But again, thanks for all the new subscribers, and peace.